Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Sunday to all the heart tribers, the heart pathers, and open-hearted folks. Happy Sunday. It's a little cooler here today. We haven't had the thunderstorms, except for that clap of thunder. It was amazing, wasn't it? But it's cooler. We had this beautiful sort of hazy, misty rain almost all of yesterday, which was a delight, and all of my plants are very happy with that. And beautiful breeze, and a lot of my plants are blooming, which is beautiful. My roses have suddenly jumped back into life, and I've got I almost call them my fire plants. I've got all the reds and oranges that were planted are blooming at the moment, and the bees are buzzing all around the mile a minute there, and everything's kind of waiting for more rain. Everything's slightly damp today, which is lovely. And it's cooler, but there's still you can see from my hair, because it's getting bigger and bigger, that it's very humid still. It's very warm and a bit sticky and all of that. But the birds are a little bit more joyful today, a little bit more chatty, a little bit more moving around. You can hear them. I've had a couple of sparrows trying to get me to come out of the conservatory a little bit sooner than I wanted to this morning. Came tapping on the glass. I was like, I'll be out in a minute. But it's still really warm, and I just wanted to see how everybody was, because I know that there's people are adventuring out and doing things, which is great, but it's also I think some people are slipping into being unmindful because they're fearful of making contact with other people, and that fear's creeping in, and also there's tremendous shifts going on. People are waking up that have been asleep for a long time. People are healing quite quickly all of a sudden, or they're not, and they're wondering why. It's almost like things are being reversed. If you've been in a state of almost limbo, and they're all of a sudden you're being pushed forward, I feel anyway, and if you've been used to being really dynamic, you're being forced to stop and slow down and really look at your surroundings, really check yourself out, and give yourself time for healing and for your own care, for your own self-care, because it's usually the folks that are out there looking after everybody else, and I know I'm guilty of it at times, will not look after themselves as best they can. And it's really, really important now to do that, because then you become an example for others, and that's the key, isn't it? Being an example for others by walking your own path, by staying in your own truth, walking that path, your authentic path, your true path. Not thinking about what anybody else wants from you, if what anybody else thinks of you. It's all about what you feel and you know. Good morning, Maggie. Oh, it's lovely to see you today. But it is really, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, a lot of people are, I was chatting to a friend of mine, this amazing creative lady who is a wizard when it comes to the sewing machine. And she's a wonderful, wonderful woman, and she said it's made me quite sad. She said, as everything's opened up, that people who have said, I feel so connected, I want to do this, and as we've been closed down, that as things are opening up, they're the ones that are rushing off to get fast food straight away, which is no good for your body, but that's entirely up to you. It's your personal choice. but it's also not just going and getting it, but it's chucking their rubbish out of the window and not being mindful about where that's going. And I did say to her, I said, the thing is, I said, people are so used to the norm, they've had these 3 or 4 months not to have that and actually feel what actually makes them feel whole. They go back to, oh, this is great, I love it, I love it, I love it. And then I realise actually it's not quite what I want. It's not as good as I remember it to be, because it's not actually doing them. It's not actually doing them any good, is it? It's not, being mindless, being unaware after you've become aware. You can't really do that. However much you'd like to switch it off, it's like you can't unsee something, can you? You can't undo it. But what you can do is learn from it and develop from it and grow from it. And I think that there's been this influx of, oh yeah, we can get back. When that's not going back, you can never go back. What you can do is move forward in a different way with fresh eyes. We've been given this opportunity, and a lot of people, my friend said, we've all been, before everything happened, we were caterpillars consuming everything, consume, take, eat. And then over the last few months, we've been forced to go within. We've been forced to really transform. And whether there are folks out there that are, no, and that's fine. That's their journey, and that's up to them. You can't change. All you can do is change yourself. All you can do is change how you see things, how you react to things. That's the thing. It's how we can't control what goes on. What we can do is control how we react to it. We react to it from heart. We become grounded. And if we don't tolerate something, instead of reacting to it, because if you think about it, when you've got little kids and they're looking for a reaction, aren't they? When they're playing up or when they're feeling insecure. And actually, if you say, "I love you," but I'm not tolerating that. You'll bet I know that that's not from here, is it? We can talk about it, but we're not going to talk about it until you've taken a breath. And that's, the more we can do that for ourselves, it's like talking to ourselves before we get engaged in other people's stuff. And they are, they want, a lot of people want you to react to it. And actually, the more we focus on our reaction about being in heart, and saying, hey, whatever it might be, because there's a lot going on. No, that's not cool. Can you not drop your letter there? And if they don't, they go, oh, well, what are you going to do about it? I'm going to put it in a bin. I'm not going to get angry with you, but it's not cool, is it? It's about taking that passion, that anger out of it, because if you're in heart and you're feeling that, it's not cool. Pick it up. If you're not going to pick it up, okay, I've got a bag in my car. When we've gone for walks, like in the woods, we go and take a bag with us and pick up rubbish. Just because, it's not to get angry and not to get upset, but we kind of know it's there, so we go and pick it up. But it's what's this? I had one of those conversations just last night. That is hard. It is hard because the thing is, it hurts your heart as well when you see somebody being unmindful and hurt, and you realise it's hurting them as well as it's hurting. It's hurting. It's creating that ripple effect, isn't it? And each action has a consequence. Each action causes another ripple. So the more mindful you can be, the more caring you can be. And yeah, you can say, yeah, that's not cool, that's not right. But if they're not going to listen, they're not going to listen. They're not listening to you. They're actually hearing, kind of. But what they're doing is they're thinking about their reply. They're not actually really listening to how you feel. They're planning what they're going to say. And that's really hard. We've all done it. We've all done it. But it's also when you realise you're doing it, you can kind of take a step back and kind of go, okay, I'm doing it too. And the thing is, when you get drawn into something that you're passionate about, you can kind of step out of here and you're more in here because you're trying to get your point across. And actually, when people are and they're not ready to listen, it's like I will never give out healing to people unless they specifically ask for it, because they might not want that. I know at times I've not wanted healing from people when they've said, "You want healing?" And I've gone, "No, actually I need to work through this. I need to work through my shadow aspect. I need to delve right down deep and deal with the pain or the sticky dark stuff that's hurting me right now. I need to work on that. You can send me support if you want, but don't send me healing, because I need to work on that." So it's having that respect, but also, as I say, there is that knee-jerk reaction because of you being a helper, because you want to do that, you want to jump in and do it. And sometimes the hardest lesson for somebody who's a healer, who's a carer, who's open in their heart, is to allow that other person to have the realization, to awaken them. You can't awaken somebody else. You can inspire them by doing these. That's what Hoppy did, and he did it for himself too. If you think about, like, when he was doing every morning, I was there, watching and commenting, and it inspired me to do these videos. So thanks, Hoppy. But he did that for himself as well, because he thought, I want to do this. And he would say, this is not just about me saying something to you. This is about you being here for me. And it was about that free flowing heart vibration energy that inspires others, isn't it? You inspire others by your actions, not by what you say, but by your actions and your deeds, because then you're being your authentic self. Because when you're in the moment, your authentic self, you're not thinking about, how does this look? Have I, whatever. I can't even think right now. But all of those things, you're just being. And that's really interesting. Hello, John. I'm very well, thank you. Enjoying the weather. The humidity is now getting my hair really big, so I'm quite liking that look. I do like the wild woman look. So I'm enjoying the humidity, kind of, ish. But I'm still hoping for a storm. So I can dance around in it, because we haven't had one. We had that big clap of thunder that you heard, but apart from that, nothing here yet. But be yourselves, because that inspires others, and you know it when you think, I'm being myself, but also allow yourself time to, it's the ebb and flow. We can't be dynamic all the time. We have to be able to rest and go within and take a moment. It's like yesterday was a delightful day. I didn't come on doing live feed because Poppy and I were having a great morning. We were having a great day. We just we were doing facials, so we got the whole mud on our faces, and I've got a mix of this amazing clay mud that's infused with rose water, which is lovely, and then I've got this cream that's made from hemp, frankincense and rose as well, so very restful but invigorating as well, and very soft. And we had a great time. We were hanging out with the cats, watching, baking, which is one of our things. We do love to bake and create and all of that kind of stuff, and but we had a rest. We kind of just mooched, and it was really, really lovely just to be able to do that. And I'm going to take Pete out on a lovely walk this afternoon. He's doing some work this morning from home, and he's been very dynamic. He's cleaned up and done all the bins and done all that sort of stuff, and he's just getting on and doing that. And then we're putting lists together of things where we're gonna get dynamic. We're gonna be doing some proper deep cleaning, and I hopefully get a trough for my green babies, because I've still got carnivorous plants and a big plastic container that need to go in their troughs if I can find one. But we want to get it clean and tidy and fresh for ourselves, but also because my brother's coming, and I want to make sure that everything's good for him. So when he gets here, I haven't got to do any of that. I can just spend time with him and catch up on life really with him, because I do miss him, and he's my little brother with a massive heart. Not so little, he's over 6 foot tall and I'm only 5 foot 2, so there is a size difference, so I always feel slightly like a hobbit. Ooh, you're making Jamaican curry goat for dinner today. That sounds nice. Very good. So, but I just wanted to send my love out and hope everybody's having a beautiful big conversation. I'm just reading your thing. Good morning, Elaine. Oh, excellent. Crystal Day market's very nice. I'm trying to find, I have somewhere this beautiful smoky quartz, which is about yay big, and it starts like that sort of size and then comes up, and it's got lots of prisms and doorways in it, and it's like it's a wisdom keeper. And when I first got it, Pete bought it from this amazing crystal lady who used to go to these fairs near me, and you know when you're drawn to them, and this one I just couldn't. I was just like, it was singing to me. Anyway, Pete went back because it was near my birthday, and Secret Squirrel got it for my birthday. Anyway, as soon as I got it home, I didn't get a look in. Poppy kept stealing it and hiding it, and well, not hiding it, putting it under her pillow and sleeping with it. But since the move, it's hidden itself. I'm hoping I'll find it. It will come. I thought it would be with the rest of my crystals, but it's not. So I'm hoping that it'll come when it's supposed to come. It's beautiful, this smoky quartz, but it goes from light at the bottom. It's almost like a light. Can you hear the farmers? And then it comes up, and it almost looks like a bloom, and then it kind of comes up thin, and then comes up like that, and then round like that, and it's got little, it's just lovely. It's just absolutely beautiful, and I've used it when I'm doing massage work. I'll put it under the table with a number of other crystals I've got, depending on the person. And can you hear the farmers? Can you hear them? Yeah. Anyway, but that hello Max. Hiya. My cat down here. You coming up? I know. Don't freak you out a bit, doesn't it? So I don't know where that is, but Poppy says she hasn't got it. I can't find it in her room yet. But that doesn't necessarily mean she hasn't got it. No, I'm sure she hasn't. I think it's hiding. Because if she had, she'd be really happy. She'd probably be pinching it again for me to have in her bed to sleep with. But she's got this beautiful rose quartz that was gifted to her by these amazing people in South Wales. Sheila and Amir. They are beautiful people. And when we went, we were stopped there on the way back from camping, I think. Yes, stopped at their amazing house and had lovely lunch, and saw, because they live by this amazing river that comes down from the mountains, and Amir will actually, well, I've got one of his amazing staffs, but he gets the driftwood, comes down from the mountain. Where am I? I'm in Norfolk, in my garden. In the UK. I was saying, Mir does these. He gets gifted these driftwoods that comes down, and he crafts them into staffs or whatever they're supposed to be at that particular point. And Sheila ended up gifting Poppy this piece of rose quartz, which is about yay big, which is in her room and always with her. It's real special to her. But I know if I find the smoky quartz, when I do, because it's here somewhere, then good morning. Who are you talking to? Replying. Oh, I think it's lovely. You're all chatting. So I can't even. So we were just sort of chatting about, being that inspiration. doing yourself, being walking your path, walking barefoot on the earth, feeling that grounded connectiveness. Because if you walk your path, we are all connected anyway, but you become awakened to that heartbeat, that connection that we have on a spiritual plane, on our vibrational plane. Oh, excellent. That's good to know. Angelic healer. Very cool, John. It's feeling that connection, isn't it? We feel those connections, and we're all being drawn, and there's more of a shift, which is awakening people up. There's more awakenings going on, and with that, that's why people who are aware of it need to make sure that you rest, because you can't give from an empty cup. You can't. You can be the hollow bone and let that energy come through you, and when it needs to, for healing or for words of wisdom that come through from the ancestor, from spirit, God, whatever it is, because we're all connected. It is that feeling, that heartbeat, and that awakening. Oh, very cool. Psychic surgeon too. Excellent. So, but when we feel those connections, when we feel that, and I've always been encouraged by my parents to find your path, to walk your truth, and that's always been the way. They've always kind of been like, you need to find what's right for you. You need to find the spoke that leads you to where you need to be, because all the spokes go to the same place. And that's the key, isn't it? That and understanding that, and being mindful and respectful of others, because your path is never the same as anybody else's, and you have to remember that and respect that, because it's very hard sometimes. I know that it's very hard to understand that even if you don't understand or you don't agree with that person's path, that's their path. And if you respect life, you have to respect that. You have to respect people's decisions, even if you don't agree with them, and take that step back and think, this has been put here for me to either react or and how do I react? Do I react, and again, this is about saying, you can't control anything except for your own reaction. And if you're reacting from a place of love and respect and gratitude and integrity, then all is good, and you'll feel it in your every fibre of your beings. And that's the key, isn't it? It's understanding that, feeling that, and it is a lesson. The more you feel, the more you trust yourself, because for a long time folks are saying, no, I know the way, this is the way, and actually, you think, oh, that doesn't feel right though. Why doesn't that feel right? And that's because, actually that's not coming from heart space, that's coming from here, that's coming from greed, that's coming from fear, that's coming from ego. And ego is a useful tool, but it's a tool. It's not the place of thought. It's not the place of connection, is it? But we take one step at a time, and it's being lighthouses for everybody that is and finds themselves more and more. The more and more you're in that space, it's harder to pull you back up to here, which is good, but you can still be pulled back up to here. So remember that. Take the moment to take a moment and be humble. It's like when I don't go into salt water as much as I'd like to, but for various reasons. But when we do, and Lynn Gosney does an amazing Celtic Fire Festival, Sweat Lodges down in Kent at Keckerain. Maybe next year when they're doing again. But you humble yourself when you go into that lodge, because it's like a representation of the belly of the mother, the womb of the earth, that connection, and you humble yourself. You go down, and you have to bend down because the doorway's low, but you can kneel right down, put your head on the earth and connect yourself, and that is awesome. What's that? There is. That is right. There is. You're right, John. There is only one you. You are a unique being, but we are all connected. Many spokes going to the same place. We all have the soul connection of every being creates a vibration. We are all, a vibration, a physical vibration of life. And we all connect with everything. And it's about understanding that yes, we are very special, but everything's very special. We are all, from the plant of this amazing purple basil I'm just looking at right now, which I know you can't see, that has grown from seed, and I have watched grow, and it's flourishing and it's bushing out right now. And these beautiful roses that are opening, and they're sharing their amazing scent to the squashes I have behind me that we've grown from seed and water and nourish and are flowering now, to the bees that buzzing around, and to the grass that's growing, to the worms below with their 5 hearts, that basically without them we have no life. Without them they fertilise the earth. We have that circle, don't we? Lynn was talking about it. Lynn and Bruce did a workshop on death and dying. They were talking about looking for the beauty in decay, which is in one of Lynn's songs, Crone's song. And it is, there is that circle of life, isn't there? Through the death we have a rebirth. You look at plants, but again it's our spirit comes out, but it is about being connected, and feeling that vibration, that loving heart vibration, because the more we send that out, and the more we can step out of the fear and ego. And it is hard, don't get me wrong, there is a lot of things that can happen, a lot of things can happen, but you just have to take a moment and take a breath and feel that connection, feel that heart space. Feel the breath of the air as a swift flies by. That was a gift. I can see gulls at the moment as I look up into the sky, because the storms are coming, so they're coming inland. I can hear the farmers scaring off the crows with their guns. I can hear the other birds singing. I can see beautiful flowers around me. I feel that vibration and that heartbeat. I feel your love and vibration out there too. And the more that we connect, and it isn't about self, it's about love. I love you too, Elaine. It is about love. And it is about feeling that and centering ourselves and understanding that we are all, and we are enough, and we can take that for ourselves. We give so much as healers as well. Sometimes we forget that that comes from a place of love. We open up our hearts. We need to make sure we shine that love on ourselves too. It's really important, because how do we inspire others? Through our actions and through our deeds. So we need to do that. We need to inspire by our own caring, our own loving, our own respect, our own going out and connecting what we are, nature, connecting with that. And it doesn't mean you have to wander around in the woods, even though that's amazing, and I am going to do that later. Some people can't get there, but the wildness is within ourselves. We are nature, so that's what connecting with ourselves is so important. Good night, Maggie. Sleep so well. I'm going to head off in a minute, because you know what, I haven't had breakfast yet. I slept in a little bit, which is very good. I'm still drinking my tea from my hair mug today. Yeah, I was in my carnivorous plant mug yesterday. But I just want to say, stay in that heart place. Be that inspiration for yourself, for others. Walk your path. Feel it. There are going to be challenging times, but if you can focus, even when it's like it's hard, if you can focus on this actually is, I do this even when it's hard, with grace and ease. That's what you're manifesting for yourself. I do this with grace and ease, because as I am, so I am. I can't remember exactly the Jappa Jappa, the So Hum. That I'll have to look it up. In fact, I'll grab the book. Let me see if I can grab the book. I knew I found it. I found my mantra book, and I finished really putting it in. The Jappa Jappa, yeah, So Hum, that which I am, because that which I am with Spirit Manifest, we can do that. So even when we're going through tough times, focus and manifest that you, even when it's a tough time, and I have been through some rough times so far in my life, still got a lot to learn, still got many journeys to happen, and got many people to connect with, and many energies in life to connect with. But that connection of, you know, when you're going through tough time, it's the time. You're not, do you see what I mean? It might be a struggle, but try and manifest that you're going to you're manifesting that you're going to go through this with grace and ease, even if that ease is a struggle to start with. Give yourself enough love and kindness to do that, because you will succeed. Anyway, I've been rambling on, and it's Sunday morning, and I feel I need to cook off some scrambled eggs or something. So that's what I fancy for breakfast this morning. So oceans and oceans of love to you. Lovely to see all of you. Lovely to have that reaction, Maggie. Sleep so well tonight. And oceans and oceans of love to everybody out there. Inspire yourself and inspire others. We are a heart tribe. We have that heart vibration, and send that out to the world and to the universe.